Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Brothers Take podcast, a gaming podcast where three brothers meet up each and every week to talk about gaming. My name is Chris. I am joined once again by my brothers Adam
Hello.
and Eric.
Hello.
We are back in the room this week in response to a conversation that we had in last week's episode where we were talking about the Lego Horizon game, and it got us thinking about the potential of future Lego PlayStation projects that could happen where they adapt other video games into the Lego formula. And that got us kind of excited. And then we started thinking about the possibility of what if one day we could get a Lego PlayStation game where it's basically built like something like Astrobot, and it's a number of levels that are with properties that maybe they'd never make a full Lego game out of, but that they could make a Lego level out of. Almost like as well like the Sackboy adventure games, you know, or like remember like people used to make the little themed levels in those Sackboy games or Little Big Planet. So almost like that, but made officially with like the Lego formula and released as a full game, looking back on PlayStation's history. So it's going to be kind of a nostalgic one for us, talking about various PlayStation games we love, but also how would you adapt them into a Lego game? And basically this episode is just about having a bit of crack and building a dream game. And we'd love to hear your thoughts too. So while you're listening, if you want to throw in what you think would make a great Lego level from the PlayStation catalog, or if you want to add in how you think a level should be done that we talk about, characters that you think should make an appearance in it, should there be a Lego Papa the Rapper or whatever, you know, you let us know. If you're watching this YouTube, jump down in the comments to join in on this conversation of building this Lego game. And if you enjoyed this episode, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell for all future content. To those who listen to us on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on this Lego PlayStation dream game. But without further ado, let's start building it. Yeah, that was a pun, you know, because you build Lego, and we're like building this game.
Yeah.
Very good.
How do we?
Well,
How do we start this? How do we even formalize this?
What's the last Lego game you've played?
I've played more Lego games than you guys.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
I just want to know what's the latest, because when you said Lego formula, right, that could mean something else now than what my memory is.
I guess right. The last one I played was the Lego Skywalker Saga. I guess when I say Lego formula, I don't necessarily mean, because like we were talking about last week.
Get pen and paper here.
Yeah, get the pen, get the paper. We were talking about last week that most Lego games have Lego figures,
Yeah.
but in an animated environment, whereas this Lego Horizon game is doing everything in Lego. When I talk about Lego formula, I suppose I'm talking about like the kind of child-friendly approach to it, the kind of humor of it, and also that it has to be co-op. And there has to be an element of puzzle solving and platforming. After that, I think it is to the discretion of, should it be voice acted? Should it not be voice acted? Should it be open world? Should it not be open world? You know what I mean? I think that just depends on the game you're doing. I think with this game that we're talking about, this kind of dream game, for funsies, because it's different levels, I think there's an old school vibe to it. It reminds me of like when you play the first ever Lego Star Wars game, where you're in a hub, but you enter a level through doors, and that brings you into the levels, as opposed to these more later open world ones, because you can't really do a shared open world with completely different properties. But then maybe in free play mode, you've unlocked your characters, and you can play, just like off the top of my head, you could play a God of War Ragnarok level as Solid Snake or something like that. You know what I mean? Or as different characters. So that was my thinking, but I don't know what you would think.
How many levels?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I was thinking,
Go on, Eric.
as Chris was doing his intro, because with the original Star Wars, you had 3 main doors, right? So it was episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3.
That's
and then
right.
you'd go in, and then there was usually 5 doors in there. So it's 5 missions.
Okay.
Now, in this, I'm turning it on its head
Yeah.
We have 5 main doors, with 3 levels in each one.
Ooh, I don't know. I think 3 is too little. I actually think you're thinking of the 5 doors is a great idea. So you're thinking like each console?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I think 3 levels only in each one though is too little. I think we can stretch that. I think you can have more than the original Star Wars at this point, and you could do at least 5 levels per console
Okay.
at
All
the
right.
very least, maybe even 6.
But if you just restrict it to 5,
Yes.
what about PSP and Vita?
Yeah.
We were saying PlayStation history here, weren't we?
What if you can unlock those like secret doors, and that's like the
Those
extra
are like
stuff?
the extras.
Yeah. What if there's like secret doors, secret modes you can unlock that are like extra
That's
stuff?
the DLC. You know, that's
No,
DLC
this
is
is a dream game.
oh, in the
Therefore,
dream
there's
game
no...
they release everything, and
Yeah. But if you pre-order,
it
you
all.
get a hat.
So then, in that case, will we go with Eric's 5? I like Eric's 5-door thing. I had a thought about that. I think the only one that's difficult is when you get to PS5, actually. But believe it or not,
we have 5 doors.
in terms of exclusives,
And then the PSP and the PS Vita then are bonus doors that you unlock for collecting a certain amount of.
yeah. There's also like a secret door for PT or something like that in there. There's Lego
Yeah.
PT. There's a Lego PT level that's like a deep cut secret you have to find. Maybe we should just go console by console then.
Oh yeah.
In terms of what should the levels be.
Okay, so here's one about I don't know, because again, following the Lego games, there was usually always a. I'm just gonna throw this one out just to get out of the way, just to get the ball rolling.
I like it.
There's usually a vehicle mission,
Mm-hmm.
right? In the Star Wars game.
Plenty of options there on PS1.
Yeah,
So
I see
I
what
was
you're
thinking
saying.
PS1. Just now, I could be completely wrong here, and but I was gonna say Hot Wheels.
Okay, I hear what
But
you're
I
saying.
would say what I'm wrong there, and probably should be Ridge Racer. I'm assuming.
Wipeout, really,
Yeah, or
Oh,
or
Wipeout PS1?
Gran Turismo.
or Gran Turismo or Twisted Metal. Like, there's actual like PlayStation IPs.
Yeah, you do have to do an act. Yeah, you do have to. I think Eric's right. You do have to do a Lego vehicle mission.
all right,
I
I'm
don't know if
getting
you
the
need to
PS1
do. I know it was a classic thing back in the day where they had one per whatever, and that's because when they were like doing Star Wars, for example,
Yeah,
there were so many Lego ships that people want to see as well, right? I don't think necessarily you need to do one per console here. So
We
like
could try.
you could try, but I think we'd end up neglecting other properties and IPs.
yeah.
We should have one though in there, and I think PS1 was like the era, right?
Yeah, and
So-
well, like, there's always like, okay, so you're going through collecting the mini kits and stuff like that to build something towards the end.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
in the PS1 era,
Well, it was each mission had
each mission
own
had
mini
something
kit.
to build. Okay,
each mission.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
all right.
each
So like,
mission
if
has
it
something
was
built.
that's easier.
if the
right?
racing was Wipeout, you'd be building possibly the ship then that your
Yes.
vehicle.
I also think the if I'm like Gran Turismo and Ridge Racer would be more famous than Wipeout, I think. But
Yeah.
when I'm thinking about Lego, I think the Wipeout designs in Lego would be sick.
Yeah, and also it doesn't matter which one of them you go for, like, because there was like a Wipeout and a Gran Turismo on every system nearly. So if you don't
You could
use it
always
here,
bring them in
you
later.
use it later.
Right. So first game we got down is Wipeout.
Yeah, Wipeout for PS1.
Love it. Okay. I mean, there's not much to discuss in terms of the level there. It's clearly a Lego race. It's a
Yeah.
racing. It's a little mini Lego racing game. With
That would be very similar to the pod racing one from the first Star Wars.
yeah, and you're bursting into things to collect Lego to build up the money meter, and then you're trying to hit mini kits on the way. Yeah, it's just a good fun co-op platformer. Maybe that one you actually are racing each other as well. There's an element of competitiveness, so that it is like the classic Wipeout game, just in Lego style, basically. Cool. Adam, had you got? So Eric hit like we have to have a racing game in there, and I think he was bang on. Have you got one that has got to go in here?
I think the way I was thinking about it is that, like, even if you had a level that's not like Astrobot. It's not specifically one game necessarily. It's like you're going through it, and there's like elements of or a hint at specific moments in time. But I was
But
thinking.
could that happen in the hub?
I mean, it could. But I was thinking for the PS1. I mentioned Intelligent Cube
You
last
did.
time, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that would be awesome for. I don't know whether it's like a moment. Like when I was thinking about if there was a level that you're going through, and there's moments in the level that are. Because you couldn't do a full level of Intelligent Cube,
No,
but
correct.
at the
not
like
even-
midpoint or at the end like of that level, the challenge is the Intelligent Cube challenge. That's what I was
Okay.
thinking of.
Yeah. Was Intelligent Cube ever intended to be in a particular style game?
What do you mean?
And then my other question is, could you shoot and Wipeout?
You could shoot and wipe out.
Could Intelligent Cube be the boss fight at the end of the Wipeout level? Like
I mean,
as you're
yeah, I
going,
suppose
and then
so.
it nearly turns into like Resogun. Not,
I mean, you could. Well, so
not that like
Intelligent Cube.
not moving up and down.
Intelligent
and stuff, but,
Cube
like,
just
it's ahead of
looks
you.
like the VR missions in
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, right? So it's like your dude running around while these cubes are rolling down towards you, and you essentially would have to like kind of move in between them, move out of the way, and stuff like that. And you can just see that as Lego bricks
Yes.
working that way. But that I think it might have come to PC, but I just remember it. It was a PlayStation exclusive, but I just remember because it was on those demo discs.
yeah.
That was one of those games that just appeared on those demo discs. So to have that as like kind of like it could be just a challenge within a level, but for anyone who knows, they know, you know.
Oh yeah, so it could be like sometimes we're probably going to use Lego Star Wars as a reference point a lot because it kind of kicked off the whole Lego game series. But you remember like within those levels, sometimes you could hit at something and find a secret room.
Yeah.
And like you could do like it used to be like jokes and stuff. Like I remember on the Clone World planet, the Camino, you could go into the secret room and then if you did a sequence, you ended up activating this disco. And everyone just started coming in and
Perfect.
dancing. So it could be like, yeah, it's a secret room in one of
In
the
another
levels.
in another world.
well, okay.
Yeah.
In
so
which
if-
case, I think it should be in Shadow Moses. In a
That's
secret
what I was
door.
about to say. Yeah.
And how you get to it?
Yes, is you fall through the floor.
Yes, you fall through the trapdoor. I was
The trapdoor
I was thinking
that everyone
originally.
said, like, if you fall through, you get a secret boss fight. And
Yeah.
this time you actually do.
Well, that's the thing, though, right? So you have a choice. It's like you could have it there, or it's actually you use the C4 on one of the walls to enter into it,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
I would actually have that one of the trapdoors actually has you fight Decoy Octopus.
Okay.
Because
Jesus.
that was
Another
always
secret room.
the rumor, right? Was that you
Yes.
fall through the floor and you get a secret boss fight against Decoy Octopus, and could you imagine actually fulfilling that through the Lego
So
game?
MGS has 2 secret boss fights.
Hmm.
Now, what I want to
Well,
know
not
is
necessarily boss fight. It's just a challenge to get the mini kit.
2 secret encounters.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
to get mini kits. Yeah. I think as well, at the end of it, obviously, you fight Lego Metal Gear Rex.
Yep.
Oh, at
You
the end of
don't,
that mission,
you don't fight all of Foxhound. You just have, like, references with them or something like that.
Yep.
It's you'd have to do, like, an abridged version of Shadow Moses, I think.
Yep.
That's in Lego style. You can go through the vents and stuff. You can find Lego cardboard boxes. Who's the co-op player? Is it Otacon? It's got to be,
Meryl.
isn't it? Like, is it Meryl or Otacon?
It's Meryl.
Both? You find both and people can swap between them? They do different things?
I mean, if you want to say, yeah.
Well, okay, so it'd be 4 of them. It would be Snake, Merle, Grey Fox,
Fox.
and
Nah, can't be. No, can't be Grey Fox.
Why not?
Can't be. Because, like, the reality of that story is you spend most of it fighting him and then he shows up and gets killed. You know, like,
Yeah, but
he
it's
doesn't actually
Lego.
do stuff with you.
He does
Otacon
that.
doesn't do jack shit either.
Yeah,
other than
I say Grey
go
Fox.
blah.
Grey Fox does as much help as Otacon, just a little bit more violently.
yeah.
But,
with
Yeah. Okay.
like Ninja Grey Fox can jump up to high places.
Yeah,
To
the
do
the
things.
capabilities of it
Otacon
is like,
can hack things.
yeah.
Merle can take a sniper bullet and survive, and Snake, does
He shoots
gets in
stuff.
cardboard boxes.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
fair
no,
enough.
Also, I think-
Merle's ability is to be able to disguise to move. Like, so if there was like a patrol, it's like you use the disguise feature to move past to do the thing, and then
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking
Okay,
amazing.
and I think actually the cardboard box
Yeah.
should actually be not just a cardboard box, but it's like Lego, but should be like a Lego box that you would.
Oh, I see what you
Buy
mean. Yeah, the
Lego.
actual package.
An actual Lego cardboard box.
Yeah, an
Yeah.
actual Lego cardboard box, so it actually
with the
on it
picture of
has-
Solid Snake on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he's hiding under. Yeah. I fucking love it. That's amazing.
So this is
Yeah,
obviously
honestly just make the Lego Metal
This
Gear
is the
Solid game, really.
end of the PS1 level, essentially, is the Metal Gear Solid one, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric, what's another one that's got to be in there?
Oh, I mean, I kind of think a Crash Bandicoot game should probably be in there,
Yeah?
or Oddworld, one of those two.
Yeah. It starts getting worrying when you only have 5 spaces here, if that's what we're doing.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
mean,
like,
I have the list in front of me.
Are you
of the-
hitting the definites first? You know what I mean? And then the outliers?
I'm looking at the list here, and yeah, I forgot how many there is because you have. Well, I don't know if Castlevania was a PlayStation exclusive, but there is a Castlevania. There's Legacy of Kain, Tekken 3. You got Final Fantasy games. You have Street Fighter.
Well, I
You
guess
got
the question really is
Resident
like,
Evil games.
it's not just your memory of like what was like peak PS1 games, but it's just the general like worldwide view of when you say PlayStation 1, what do people think of?
You have to, and this is not bias. You have to do the bombing run in Lego.
The bombing
You
run.
just have to.
There's
when you're talking
so many
about
moments in
The most famous the most famous PS1 games. First of all, Final Fantasy VII is going to be in there. And then when you think about Final Fantasy VII, like the bombing run was the demo of the original game. It's the part that people have played the most.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud and Barret are your 2 playable characters. You fight Lego Red Scorpion at the end of it. Like the game is too big to kind of abridge it. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
So, I would Lego bombing run.
I wonder if there's any other moments in the game. There's actually
Well,
so
you
many.
have-
Like, I mean, even the mini games would be perfect for for a Lego game, you know?
Secret doors? I don't
Yeah. You
I
do a
don't know.
secret door, and you have to do the bike.
If you open the wrong door, you're fighting Sephiroth, and One Winged Angel comes out, and you go, "Fuck! I wasn't ready." Fuck this.
Then that would actually be pretty cool though.
Yeah. Okay. The bombing mission is that maybe that's the first. That's the first
I
one.
think so because, like you get to see like the opening done in Lego, like literally like the little Eric's eyes opening in Lego, and then you zoom out, you see all of Midgar in Lego, the Lego train coming in. Cloud
Could
with the
they
Buster
be
Sword
like
and
so?
Like it's perfect.
In order to move between the worlds, right? Could they be like bridged in a weird way? So like if it was like so you enter the PS1 world, maybe
Yeah.
there's one that comes before it, but let's just say okay, we're starting with Final Fantasy VII Bombing Run, right? So it's the intro to the game. You've got lots of characters to play as. You finish the bombing run, and it skips ahead to when you're escaping Midgar. However, you're escaping via Wipeout.
Oh shit! I don't know, man. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but I mean, in that case, I think people would just say, why was I not doing the bike mission?
No, but I mean, it's the next level is the Wipeout one, but in context of how it would run, like.
Oh sure, okay.
Oh, so when you start when you go through the door, let's say hypothetically, to start the Wipeout mission, you're seeing Midgar, and then
And then it
Wipeout,
just
and
comes
then it goes
in, yeah, and it goes into
Yeah.
like the Wipeout kind of
track
track
there.
thing, yeah.
Right, okay, maybe.
So there's a little, I suppose, a bit of continuity of connecting everything.
Do you build your own Lego character as your protagonist and play through these adventures with these characters? I don't know.
Because like
Um,
you don't get to play as anyone in a Wipeout game, really, do you? But you could have Cloud in a
No, but you're
Wipeout
playing as the
vehicle.
ship. The only thing there is though, like how far are you bringing these characters? You know what I mean?
You don't have
Like,
to bring them that far. That's like literally the end of it.
but then they're only those two are connected. I think they're just separate missions.
Sure.
Well,
So what are the
obviously,
other two then?
I'm inclined to say that one of them should be, when I'm thinking of the PlayStation 1, I think one of them should be Resident Evil. And I think it should be the Spencer Mansion in Lego. I'm thinking about the fact that the Resident Evil games are puzzle platformers in a way. I'm thinking about like Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine being your two playable characters, and little Lego Zombos. And it's got a little bit of a Luigi's Mansion vibe in terms of like, they're like, it's kind of a cutesy Halloween thing rather than being really fucking scary. I don't know. What do you think? Like, or should it be Resi 2? But I feel like when you're thinking about PlayStation 1, the horror survival series were huge then. And then I think of the grandfather of them, which is Resident Evil.
Yeah. I just think because there's 2 slots left, right? It's like...
Yeah, I know.
It gets a bit... I mean, yes, Resident Evil 1 is obviously incredibly iconic on... Would people be thinking about that when they think PlayStation 1? Probably.
The Lego Mansion, man.
Yeah.
There'd be so many little secret rooms, little Lego keys you gotta find. I don't know. I just immediately thought that. For me, I was like, the first 3 I thought of were MGS, FF7, and Resident Evil. But I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Eric, what do you think? As the biggest Resi fan here.
I mean, I would not be against having a Resident Evil. I mean, there's 3 Resident Evil games that came out on the PS1. Resident Evil, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 3. So, all quite iconic.
Yeah.
In their own right. But then I'm also thinking there is only 2 slots. Then I'm thinking about the fact that there was the PS1 mini thing that they released where it had the 20 games on it.
Yeah?
Wouldn't they then be counted as like definitive?
No, that was a very controversial launch. I do remember when people were looking at going, where are they going with these games?
With some of them, yes, but...
With some of them, but
you
like
have to
Tomb Raider.
remember, Resident Evil was on it.
No, yeah, I know. Like, I know that. But I think the reason there was so many iconic games missing from it was from a licensing perspective.
Yes.
So, like,
this is Dreamworld. We have no licensing
yeah,
problem.
It's Dreamworld. So, like, when we do think of PS1, well, we are thinking of Crash Bandicoot. We are thinking of Spyro the Dragon. We are thinking Medieval. We are thinking... Like, there's so many titles that kind of need to be here that...
Yeah.
Our little favorites, MGS, Final Fantasy 7 and Resident Evil, probably don't.
Okay, I hear you. So you're saying no to Resi? Resi's out, guys.
I don't know. I think it depends on what are the other options.
Like let's also take into account this is only PS1. We still have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right. So
yes, but Resident Evil becomes less
iconic,
associated with PlayStation as the generations go on.
This is my point. There's some more games associated with PlayStation in the beginning than there is later.
Yeah. Like Tomb Raider.
Okay.
It's another one who...
Should we, like, okay, rather than sticking to it, and I don't like to jump around too much, but, like, is it something that we should come back to see, okay, now that we've moved on, we filled in a few other spaces, we know what we're missing?
We don't have a platformer, right? And on PlayStation 1, what is the iconic platformer?
Yous want Lego Crash Bandicoot. Eric said it, and you're saying it.
I would actually say Spyro.
I would say Spyro.
I would say Spyro.
I think Crash Bandicoot. I personally, Crash Bandicoot is more associated with PlayStation than Spyro. I think if people are thinking of, like, who comes to your mind first, I would have said Crash.
I just think that from...
As much as I like Spyro.
Yeah, as a gameplay perspective, I just think Spyro is a more interesting platformer.
What about a weird... Because it's Dreamworld, and what about, like, a Lego Crash Spyro
Crash meets Spyro.
Yeah, what if, like, the two of them are the 2 playable characters in a Lego platforming mission?
I mean, it's not impossible.
The Wipeout car crashes into a jungle and Spyro gets out of the car and then meets Crash.
Yeah, yes. Can we do it?
Yes, we can.
It's not like
So
there's
there
an
we go.
iconic level in particular in Crash that I'm thinking of that needs to be recreated, or Spyro. So actually, it's just put those two characters together in a dream platforming level.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, and then we can slap
Cool.
Resi in there then.
As the fifth.
Yeah.
Crash and Spyro platforming mission. All right, so then actually, just to do they fight Intelligent Cube at the end?
Suppose you could, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like a
So
big
it's a Crash,
full-on
Spyro,
mad
Intelligent
PlayStation.
Cube.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. People be like, what the fuck was the thinking here? But I love it.
To be honest,
too many.
To be honest, right?
Just,
Look, like
in
these,
that one, as you're going along, there's loads of references.
these are the main set pieces. To be honest, with any of them, you could sprinkle like you could put Siphon Filter into Metal Gear Solid. You could probably. Put,
I think there should be like little there should be references to other games. Like there could be easily a medieval reference in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like in the graveyard, in the
and Silent Hill, and like
Silent
you
Hill,
could put like what's it called?
These are just like the base levels, and then within the levels, there's references all along, and you can then buy characters from the shop as well. From like Papa the Rapper would never get his own level, but you can buy him and play as him in free play mode. I don't mean buy physically, I mean with the Lego in-game currency.
Yeah. Dream World, you don't have to spend your own currency. Well, only
Resident
once to get the
Evil
game.
Mansion. Great. That's our 5. We got Wipeout, MGS, Shadow Moses, FF7, Bombing Run, Crash and Spyro platforming mission, and Resident Evil Spencer Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the PS1 games. I love it.
Back to the
Let
hub,
us know.
into the
Let
PS2.
us know, guys. I think because we'll be tight for time. So I think anyone listening, let us know more in depth what you would add to these levels and what else should be in there. What are the references? Okay, let's go.
We
into
might
the
need to.
PS2
We might
world.
need to continue this into a part 2 sometime.
Might have to. PS2. What are like the obvious? Yes, that has to be in there as a Lego game.
Well, you see, okay, so I'm thinking because we've done Metal Gear, we have to just put that aside now and consider the other IPs. We've done Resident Evil. We've done Final Fantasy. So, like, we now need to consider some of the others.
My very
What's
first
our racing one?
Burnout.
my very first like you're on PS2 Lego is Ratchet and Clank.
That's your platformer. Yeah.
I think you have to do Ratchet and Clank. Like you just have to.
Adam gives a thumbs up.
Adam gives a thumbs up, so it's clearly like, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you could do an amalgamation of Ratchet and Jack.
Oh yeah, Jack and Daxter's another one.
Well, I think Ratchet and Clank is more.
Yeah, I think you just have to do Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I don't know what
bigger.
the level is. I don't know that game enough, and people Ratchet and Clank fans can let us know. What should the level be? Obviously, Ratchet and Clank are your two playable characters, and maybe some
it's
others
not
from
always
the
two
series.
playable characters in the Lego games, right?
It has to be co-op.
I know it has to be co-op, but I mean that it's not.
No, there can be more than two. I know that. Yeah, no, I know that. But what I'm saying is you have to have at least two. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Like if there's more Ratchet and Clank characters that people know are like, no, you have to include them. Then yes, do it.
Like Captain Quark, I think, is a character.
So what's another PS2 game that comes? I mean, come on, we have to. I don't know how you do it as a Lego level, but I'm just thinking of this is when GTA was
huge.
You know what I mean? With GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I actually think, and again,
that fucking mission with the
but
bike and the
are we
train
not
in
thinking
San
about
Andreas.
like I know there's like we're thinking dream Lego game, but are we not keeping this to some like level of realism where
they
like
would never do
what
that.
IP would end up in a Lego game?
Right, so maybe Lego Simpsons.
Because I know Resi is still kind of a little bit, but I think that may get a pass a little bit more so than Grand Theft Auto.
Maybe Lego Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how.
That's not Lego Simpsons.
Yeah, I know, but it's just how PlayStation-y is that?
Right. What
like
else we got?
How iconically PlayStation is that?
What have we got?
Is Burnout a PlayStation game?
Like it is, but you wouldn't put that over Gran Turismo.
Okay.
Are we doing a Gran Turismo here?
Or Need for Speed.
Or Need for Speed?
Like Need
We
for
can do
Speed
Need for
Underground
Speed.
was pretty. Actually, yeah. What we haven't got is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Lego Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That was on PS2, right?
Yeah.
I know it was on
Yeah.
PS1 as well, but
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
PS1 and yeah.
Let's do it. Lego
I
Tony
have a
Hawk's.
list. I have a list here of PS2 games, and the fucking some of them are like, what the fuck are these games?
Shout out a few there and see if any of them land with us.
Okay.
Just
Well,
few.
I mean, one there for an iconicness, Bully, but we're probably not going to include
Yeah,
Bully.
that's another Rockstar.
That's another, Ark the Lad, whatever that was.
This list will be huge. We'll be here forever.
What?
Well, I'm skipping a few of them because there's Batman Begins, Castlevania as well, Batman Vengeance, Destroy All Humans 2. Could do that as a PS2 game, maybe.
We're talking Dream World though. I don't know why we can't do a GTA in Lego. I just think it's fucking funny.
I don't know why this list is so shit.
It's like trying to say like, oh, 10-year-olds don't know about GTA and don't already play it. Come
No,
on.
they haven't a clue. Never heard of it. Doesn't exist.
I would think, and this is not me being biased at all actually, because my favorite is San Andreas. I would think you do Lego Vice City. I think that is the Lego vibe. I think that's the one that people associate PS2 more.
Well,
in
if you're
general.
going to do a Lego level of GTA, it's very easy that you would just kind of do. You could do nearly all three if you wanted to. Really, you don't have to
How do you
contain
mean?
it. Like,
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose you don't.
yeah. All right, we'll say GTA.
Like they don't curse or anything like that. You don't
No,
do
no,
those
no.
kind of
Sure, they're all
things.
silent mostly.
But it is just you can run around. You could steal a Lego car. You get 5 stars. Lego police chase you. You know, it's just funny. It's like a Lego parody of what is already a funny game.
What about
Lego GTA.
Shadow of the Colossus?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is
Now we're
I clicked
talking.
onto a link.
Now
I clicked
we're
on a link and it gave me
100%.
better fucking games here.
Yes.
The other list was just like who invented that list because most of it was Ace Combat.
Right. Lego Shadow of the Colossus. Definitely. Definitely.
Madden.
So by my written, I've got one more. No sports games. Sorry.
No, I'm joking.
No sports games.
Sorry. This is we're
there's-
talking Dream World here. We don't.
Okay, so there's also Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
Oh yeah, maybe. Think about it. We'll think about it.
Do we have a platformer for PS2?
I don't think we are Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But what is like the thing that you're building on each of these actually?
Oh boy, that's part 2, man.
Well, we're Ratchet and Clank are building the Lego ship with the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I haven't a clue. Maybe,
So maybe
Skateboard.
that one
Is it a
needs,
ramp?
Maybe that one needs to go.
Well, no, you build a
maybe it's
skateboard.
not fitting.
Yeah.
It's
Not all of them were big
it's-
though.
It's the first one to go if we find something better.
Okay, right, fair enough. But okay.
Keep going.
Well, it's just
the
in the
Devil May
context
Cry?
of a Lego game. Yeah, Devil May Cry was
Oh,
pretty huge.
fuck. Lego, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Lego Devil May Cry. Definitely.
Well,
There's
I don't know.
fucking Dante and Trish. Yeah.
I don't know definitely. I mean, because there's
No,
always
no.
There's well, there was Killzone.
No.
Well, Killzone's an actual PlayStation title, like
Yeah, okay,
Starts Guerrilla Games, you know.
Right,
I think
Tony
if you were
Hawk's-
thinking about PlayStation going to be doing a Lego game, I mean, they are the ones doing Horizon right now.
Right. Tony Hawk, you're gone. Lego
Yeah.
Killzone, you're in.
Okay.
You can see it's first person Lego shooter. It's the first time it's ever been done. Lego Killzone.
And with that, you're building probably the Hellgast helmet because
Oh, fuck yeah.
that is more iconic than
Yeah.
nearly anything else.
All right, so how does this sound then? How does this sound? Right? And then go, no, I don't like it. Lego Ratchet and Clank.
Okay.
And there could be a Jack and Daxter reference in there. Lego Killzone. Lego GTA. Lego Shadow of the Colossus. And Lego Devil May Cry. What's wrong with that?
Right. Okay.
I'm not sold on the Devil May Cry one.
You're not sold on Devil May Cry? Are you
What about
kidding me?
Sly 2?
Sly Raccoon?
So yeah, there's Sly 2 was on PS2. There's Ico was on PS2. Soul Calibur 2. Dragon Quest 8. That's PlayStation game, I think. Gran Turismo. We don't have a racing game. It's Gran Turismo.
See, I think a big part of Lego as well is people like to play as the iconic characters in Lego. And if there's not an iconic character beyond just an iconic franchise, then, you know, like, I think Dante is an iconic character that people would want to play as in Lego. Like, I think the other obvious one would be God of War. However,
Yeah, I want to hold on to that.
You have to hold on to that.
Yes.
So
Hold off on that one for a bit.
yeah. So
Alright.
I think it makes sense to do Lego Devil May Cry.
And you build his pistols in the mini
In Lego? Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking, that'd be cool. Or his bike.
All right.
pistols.
Alright, that's PS2. You know what? PS2 is not as cool as PS1.
It isn't, and it's purely
Just putting it
because
there.
there's a lot of like.
Sequels
There are
of
amazing
PS2.
games in here in the PS2 era,
Yeah.
but we've either already kind of covered some of those franchises in the PS1, or we want to hold off on them for maybe later on down the line.
I do
PS3.
think people will feel like it's like I can understand your reasoning,
Yeah,
but I do think people would be like, lads, you have to do Lego Snake Eater. It's okay to have 2 MGSs. You have to do Lego Snake Eater. And the whole you're not doing it just because you did MGS1 doesn't make sense when thinking of what's on the PS2. Like, it's a completely different era, completely. And maybe
and I
that
would say
does-
to them, shut up.
But like, okay, so you don't think? Because I do think you should do Lego Snake Eater.
No, because we want to try and cover as much PlayStation history as possible. If you just focused on, like, then if that's the case, just do a Lego Metal Gear Solid game, a standalone. I mean, it would be great, and that would
be
probably be a
incredible.
better idea than this one in the first place. But
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Then let's move on to PS3.
Okay,
the
this
game.
is tough.
I think this is gonna be easy.
easy.
I think this is gonna be
Easy.
like PS1 again. You know what I mean? I think, like, okay, first thing I think of, Uncharted.
Yeah,
You have
Uncharted.
to do a Lego Uncharted mission. It has to be in the PS3 era.
Oh yeah, they have to be only PlayStation games. Never mind. Okay, that's because they're
Don't have to be
It's
only PlayStation games, but they have to be
iconically PlayStation.
associated.
right.
with
Do you
PlayStation.
include iconic? Do you include Little Big Planet?
That is a PlayStation IP.
That is a
So
PlayStation.
yes,
And is it iconic enough to include?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
A
yeah,
Little
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Planet
no,
is.
no. All right. So we got Uncharted.
Uncharted has to be, I think, the train sequence from Uncharted 2. Because you've got the helicopter chasing you, you've got lots of climbing, shooting, big Lego spectacle. I
Adam's
think
like the
and
plane.
when
The
I
plane.
yeah, but when I'm thinking about what people think of with Uncharted, I think the train sequence is more iconic.
I know, and then I think they'll play that and go, Because I think like, if you're going to do a Lego level and it's Uncharted, you want to be kind of going through, like, I would try and do a section, like, make it look like you're going through nearly all 3. That's how I would do
Oh,
it.
okay. You do like set pieces from
Yeah,
each.
yeah. So you're in the Aztec jungle, you're then on the train, and then towards the end you're doing something.
Jump onto a plane.
Whatever.
somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like just an abridged Uncharted adventure.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you got Victor,
I mean, it's Lego, it doesn't have to
Sully,
make sense.
and Elena with you. No, it doesn't at all. And Chloe as playable characters too.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Little Big Planet is absolutely
the platformer
perfect,
game.
Perfect for Lego. Perfect.
Okay.
Because you actually build shit in it.
The Last of Us.
No.
I think yes.
I
I don't know why you wouldn't. Joel and Ellie, 2 playable characters. I don't know why you wouldn't. You do it's a funny take on The Last of Us.
yeah.
Like, when you're thinking about the iconic and the history of PlayStation, why wouldn't you?
Let's see what's there first.
Okay. Other ones. Would you include the Arkham games?
No.
No.
Okay, that's about it. Do we include any of the Assassin's Creed games?
No.
Nope. Do we include any of the Battlefield games? Call of Duty?
No. No.
No. Right. Okay. Let's go down through the list.
Hence why you do include The Last of Us.
Do we include Skyrim.
No.
Adam's like, yeah.
No,
You
you,
But I'm
have to
glad-
own-
wouldn't.
You have to
wouldn't.
own it in Lego.
If we were doing an Xbox Lego game, we would include Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm just glad you mentioned it. I'm glad you mentioned Skyrim.
You're welcome,
You have
you're
to.
welcome.
mention it. I
The
mean,
episode
it's-
felt a bit wrong for a little
Yeah,
while.
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Heavy Rain?
No,
Could you
That would be
imagine?
hilarious.
it would be gas, but no, yeah.
It would just be really. It would
Jason!
be a really shit gameplay moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't be playing. It was just the Lego characters. You just make options.
Have we settled on yes? The Last of Us is getting a spot here. Like,
Okay, I kind of wanted to put in the next one, but yeah.
you think Last of Us Part 2 in Lego should have been PlayStation 4?
No, because again, the way I'm thinking of it is like I would want to try and have like an abridged version nearly, and I think I would say that the majority of players probably experienced The Last of Us on PS4 because it was the polished experience. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but I actually
whatever.
I think we're going to be okay for PS4 ones, and I also think that I think it should just be The Last of Us 1, because I think The Last of Us Part 2 is actually darker. So I think The Last of Us Part 1, you could do a fun adventure with Joel and Ellie platforming together to get her to where she needs to be. I don't think maybe doing like the Lego death scene with the golf club and everything is I just think
hilarious.
I think Part 2 is too dark to turn into Lego.
What about Tomb Raider?
No.
No, it's
No.
a shame we didn't get it in on PS1, to be honest, because that's the only place it can go.
Right, that's like a whole list of like the popular PS3 games. I skipped a few obviously because I was like, is there anything that popped into your guys' heads?
Well, there's. If we still want to include like racing and shit, we still haven't got Gran Turismo, which is a console seller.
Which, in
Yeah,
fairness,
so-
was the game that they did announce for the PS3, didn't they?
Did they announce it? I don't know if they did.
Did they not go? And of course, we got. Oh no, wait! Did you say Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo. That was
Sorry,
for the
I
PSP, I think, was Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
And then there was MotorStorm as well as like another
yeah?
racing game.
Ah, Lego MotorStorm. Yeah, you could do Gran Turismo 5 or 6, or you could just call it Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
because it's just like a Lego racing. Yeah, do Gran Turismo.
Gran
Put it in there.
Turismo.
Now it's in, Adam. Are you happy?
Well, it has to be in there. I mean, when you think about
The
like
history of PlayStation.
the history of
Gran
PlayStation, if
Turismo
you didn't include
has
Gran
to be in there
Turismo, it's
somewhere.
like, do these guys even know what they're talking about?
So then, what's left? We have Uncharted, Little Big Planet, The Last of Us, Gran Turismo.
Got one more.
We got one more here for the PS3 era.
PS3. Well, we've already got our Killzone, so it's either going to be Infamous or it's going to be Resistance.
I think in that case it should be Infamous.
Infamous.
I
think
actually
Infamous
skipped
spanned,
over that because I thought.
I
that
think it
would not
spanned a
be-
much bigger franchise than Resistance did, and I also think, like, if you think about the PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale game,
Yep.
Cole from Infamous was in there. So
Yeah, no, like the two,
that's
the
fair,
two, like I mean, Resistance had three games and then a couple of side spin games as well. So, like these were actual franchises on the PlayStation.
yeah,
During that period, Sony would 100% include them if there was going to be a Lego game.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I just think the abilities in Infamous though I think Resistance would be too similar to Killzone in terms of how it might play, but I think Lego Infamous would give you more abilities to use in game.
Yeah, and you would see that work as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy with that list.
Yeah,
I think that's a good list.
that I think when you look at it is like, yeah, that looks like a good summary of PS3 actually.
Yeah, and again, it's not about like which were our favorite games or anything like that. It's just about it's like what were the series and the games that people were playing in that era, like as an overview of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then we're on to PS4. We're doing pretty good.
PlayStation 4.
Doing pretty good.
All right,
Um,
I got the list in front of me.
There's the obvious one.
Horizon.
Well, that is also obvious. It's kind of it'd be weird one though, because like this whole conversation came off of the fact that they are making a full Lego Horizon game. It's like,
Yeah.
do you do a Lego level? Maybe for PS5 you do one on Forbidden West because I know that they're only making um they're making it's a game they're making a Lego game of the first game basically. And as well, we're gonna find that when we get to PS5 that we're actually kind of stuck. Because we haven't seen the end of that era yet, so we haven't seen all of it. So going off what there is now so far, a lot of it will be follow-ups from PS4. So there is that. However, then I wonder is God of War 2018 more iconic than God of War Ragnarok?
I think it'll put it more on the map for people. But
Like, which one do you...
That's another one where I'm like, I would kind of like to maybe bridge the two together somehow.
Bridge the two together for PS5,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So hold them off.
Yeah.
Right, PS4. Can I throw in one that I have never played? It's not, so this is not coming from a me thing. I just think, and I also think it would be really funny in Lego. And I think people would see this and buy the game for this because they're looking for this in any way, shape, or form. I think you have to do Lego Bloodborne.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. It's in there.
That would be hilarious.
It would though, wouldn't it? And of all the Lego missions, it is the hardest. Like, it is brutally difficult.
Yeah.
You have to actually dodge. Like, not that, like, all that
You
happens
you
when
can
get-
actually die in that one.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
isn't it
what happens is-
in Lego you don't die necessarily, you just lose your coins, isn't that right?
Well, you die and you lose coins, right?
Yeah.
This time what happens is you die, you lose coins, but when you respawn, it's always back at the Lego fireplace. It's not,
Yeah.
It's not. It's
The
not like straight at where you were or anything. Right. So Lego Bloodborne is in.
And around that fireplace, right, is
Yeah.
Lara Croft.
I'm
and-
gonna say lamp. We should just for people
Oh, it's a
listening to us,
lamp.
it's a
Okay.
lamp and Bloodborne, just so people aren't like
Okay,
fucking idiots, don't know what they're
No,
talking
but a
about.
fireplace is still like it doesn't.
I hear
it's
him. It's a
pretty
Lego
funny,
lamp.
though.
It's a Lego lamp.
Sure, okay. Journey.
Lego Journey.
Lego Journey.
Yeah, I think so.
Do we do Lego Marvel Spider-Man?
Yes.
Sorry. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It will get confusing because there is a Lego Marvel Spider-Man.
That's what I.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's what you're saying. Is like, should we do Lego Marvel? I'm like, so like a Lego version of Lego Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, it goes in the opposite.
So
the only
in-
mission where it's actually
yeah,
like,
it's yeah,
not in Lego.
it's just a mission from the Spider-Man game.
The only thing I would say there though is, again, should that be PS5 where you'd have Miles as a second playable character? Because that first game, I suppose it'd be Peter and Mary Jane, maybe.
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 So,
All right, well, we'll shelve that for the moment.
shelve it for a moment, because I do
Okay.
think Lego Spider-Man does need, Insomniac Spider-Man in Lego does need to be there, but I don't know which one it should be yet. Lego Journey, I think, could work similar to what we said about the Ratchet or the Crash and Spyro one, where as you're journeying through, there's also other references kind of
The thing
baked in.
Yep.
And I also think there should be a Lego. Oh, it's gone out of my head now, but I did have it.
I'm gonna
It'll come back.
throw.
Go on, Eric.
Well, I have two here, possibly three, but we'll just go with two.
Jesus.
One of them being Fall Guys. As a
Lego
platformer.
Fall Guys.
Look, as fun as that would be, the game itself, I don't know if it benefits from becoming Lego, and it's not. I don't know if it's PlayStation necessarily.
Okay, yeah, I get you. Okay,
Um,
the other one I was gonna say was Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, Ghost.
Oh, yes.
Ghost would.
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why was that not the first thing we said? Lego Ghost of Tsushima, definitely. That'd be so fucking fun.
And you'd have then, obviously Jin, but then you'd play as the other characters that you
Yeah.
recruit.
Yeah, definitely. And it'd be so fun watching like the Lego flowers blowing in the wind.
Shit.
Like
Yeah.
that would be part of it, you know what I mean?
Now,
Like,
do
that'd
you
be
do-
so sick.
Do you have with Jin the special ability where everything goes black and white, and then
Yeah.
as you cut, it's red red Lego studs coming out of everybody.
Well, the Lego arm would like come off, like just pop off, basically.
Do you know,
Things like
actually, just to tie in to the Journey one, right? Because you know the way that game, spoiler alert for everyone, is that you're kind of going down, 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 and at the very end you have to climb to a high peak.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Oh, yes.
in it, you're like collecting all your coins and stuff, but it's
Mhm.
accumulating behind you like a giant, like mound of it, basically, right? So that when you get
Yeah.
to the bottom, you can't actually, you haven't got the strength to bring it up to the top. So it's basically just you ran from Death Stranding, then puts it all on its
Oh.
back and carries it up to the top of the mountain.
That's the one I was going to say because Lego Death Stranding, I think should be a level.
A level or
Yeah, I know. I think it should be an actual full level. I think Death
rather than a
Stranding
reference?
is I think Death Stranding is iconic enough with the PS4.
Like it
to
is,
be-
but I'm just trying to think about from a Lego perspective, like how do you play that? Like,
I think that it's not always one for one. Like I think you could still do the Lego platforming and stuff like that.
Mm.
In Death Stranding. I don't know who the other playable characters would be. That's the only thing because I don't know it enough.
there's enough players, there's enough characters that you could just throw in there to play as. But I just think because the whole thing is just about I need to carry
Moving
all
slowly.
this heavy shit over
Yeah.
there. I don't know if you could do a whole level out of it, but you could do like a section, included somewhere else, maybe sprinkle it in somewhere. Whether that's
Well,
one
is
of
it?
the other
'Cause
games.
His Journey doesn't have a second playable character. Is it that you do a Journey Death Stranding crossover, and the two of them are walking together?
And
Well,
the mission
Journey-
is called Death Journey.
Journey
Death
kind
Journey.
of does have second character. If you play online, actually another
that's true.
another person can just join you.
That's true.
So you always have that ability. But yeah, I think yes, you do need to include Death Stranding in there somewhere. I don't know if it would be its own mission or because there's a couple of games that are all kind of samey in terms of tone, right? So there's Days Gone, Death Stranding, Last of Us, and even Ghost of Tsushima to some degree. They all it's like bang, bang, bang. They're all kind of like very, very similar in terms of their not gameplay, but aesthetic and tone. It's very, very similar. So
That was that era.
yeah. So there's you could do maybe some crossover between some of them.
Yeah. Well, what else would you include then? We've got 2 spaces left.
As a standalone level?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Spider-Man has to be one then.
I still think that should be PS5 because at that point you have Miles. I think it needs to be Peter and Miles.
Do you want, because we are not, we're far away from having a horror one again.
Oh yeah.
Which
Lego PT.
oh, that'd be fucking brilliant. Oh my God.
But I always think that should be a deep hidden secret in there somewhere. I don't think
yeah.
it's not big enough to be a full level. But I do think that if you did have a Lego horror
It
game
would
or
be
something like that, and then
until
there's a
dawn,
secret,
but the secret is PT.
the secret door is PT. Lego Until Dawn, hilarious. There's enough playable characters,
There is, yeah.
and they're
Would that not
remaking.
just
That'd be
play
very
the same,
Luigi's
though, as the
Mansion.
joke? Would that not be playing though the same way as the joke of Heavy Rain, like Heavy Rain? Or would you actually be moving freely around?
Yeah,
No,
you,
I think- yeah.
you wouldn't maintain the gameplay of Until Dawn. It's just the set
Right,
piece.
it's just that. Yeah,
And-
okay.
Yeah, you move freely. I think you move freely, and you hit stuff, and you build stuff, and you're trying to find your way out of these situations, and you're getting hunted by the Lego monsters.
yeah.
The Lego Wendigo.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a secret door that if you look for it, it's PT.
Yeah.
Right.
Hilarious. Yeah, okay. So now we've got one more space for the PS4.
Well, I did. Okay, so then it has to be. Like, I know what you're saying, but Spider-Man was the console seller. Like, there was a PlayStation 4 Spider-Man version.
I know, no, I
And-
understand that, and obviously that, but
Move
that
units.
and God of War 2018 are going to be the games you mentioned for PS4. But I'm just trying to say, you then don't have Miles, and I think at this point the two of them together are Insomniac's place, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, So then you'd put Horizon here then.
You could do. Right, there you go. Horizon.
Okay, Horizon.
Job done. Right,
then
so
it's
our PS4 Lego lineup is Bloodborne, Journey, Ghost of Tsushima, Until Dawn, and Horizon. I think that's sick.
Yeah, that kind of summarizes that generation. There might be a few people annoyed that there's no like. There's definitely like the PS4 is such an interesting era because I think it means so much to different players.
Yeah.
There's so many first-person shooters obviously being neglected here, but then again, I think we're just thinking more about almost PlayStation IPs specifically that would be here,
and also what would work in Lego. Like, there's only so many first-person shooters you could do.
I would still, even if I even like, because we mentioned Killzone on the PS2, I probably wouldn't make that first person. I probably would just keep the Lego. It's just the aesthetic
just
and
running around shooting
in the environment of Killzone.
Yeah. Okay. So then, if we're going on to PS5, which we've already mentioned a few of these, right? Because we said we would do God of War Abridged, which is 2018 and Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you mentioned Spider-Man.
We'd do the same with Spider-Man, where we get Peter and Miles.
Mm-hmm.
What else, lads? And again, this is only at this point of what's on PS5.
I have the list in front of me. I mean, Demon Souls, but I don't know if we do that. But that was PS5.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a similar gag to Bloodborne.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2 if you wanted your horror game.
It's not exclusive.
It's not a PlayStation IP.
Not? Returnal?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you would. No, you would. You would do Returnal.
Okay. Returnal.
Adam does not sound happy about that.
Well, I think like this. Yeah. I think this just kind of when we go through and we're talking about like iconic PS1, PS2, like it was tough with PS1. PS2 was there's so much we could include there, but the only reason we didn't because we were holding out a little bit. So, but PS2 was like there's so many fucking games there. PS3 and PS4, I think we've like really fucking nailed in terms of. I think this part, and when we get to this conversation, kind of just sums up like how I feel about this generation.
Correct, because it's most of these games are either follow-ons from the PS4, they're released on PS4, they're remakes, but that's why you have to include Returnal, even if it's not a game that we played or that we were into. It is actually a PS5 exclusive. It was not a sequel to anything. It stands alone as its own IP by Housemarque, who are a PlayStation studio.
Yep.
So it has to go in, like.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a Returnal too. It was a very successful game.
Yeah.
You see, I think as well, this conversation will be different when we're at the PS6. Because I do think that there's more IP to come from PS5. And in the latter half, that's when we start going, oh, that. Because when you start looking at most of the games that made our PS4 list, most of them were latter half PS4.
What? One of them really was. And that was Ghost.
Well, when we were saying Spider-Man and God of War are console sellers, and we said, no, let's hold off and put them on PS5.
God of War was definitely...
They were at the very end of PS4. They're both 2018.
Yeah. Those two definitely were. But what made our list isn't, except for Ghost.
Well, no, I suppose like Horizon was quite early
because
on.
Because Journey was like at the beginning of the PS4. Bloodborne was near the beginning of the PS4. Until Dawn and Horizon were kind of mid PS4.
But if you transport yourself back to that time when it came out, it's like when Bloodborne came out, it's like there's no reason this couldn't have been a PS3 game. You know?
Yeah, well, I could say that
similar
about a lot of
conversation.
PS5 games. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's the same conversation that moves on. You know, the biggest jump ever was probably PS1 to PS2. Where it was like an actual.
Well, I would say PS2 to PS3 was like major. It's like
major leap,
yeah,
and now it's been like
major leap,
just like gradually getting better at a very steady pace.
Yeah, but I don't really care for all that. Like Journey, I mean Journey, I have that on my phone. That plays on literally anything. It's just
Yeah, it's good. It's a good
like,
game. It's just a good game.
yeah, it's just a good game, and that's what it comes down to. Like, yeah. So what else? So we have God of War, Spider-Man, Returnal.
Eric, have you got any for us?
Like, what do you think is iconically PlayStation on
in this
PS5?
fucking generation.
Would it be too stupid to do Lego Astrobot? I know it's only on the way out, and obviously it's gonna play just like Astrobot, really. But but also it's going to be an iconic PS5 game, and when I think of Astro's Playroom, or is it that Astrobot is the Lego character that you play as in the hub world before you enter missions, and it kicks off a mission,
and he like becomes those characters or something?
Yeah,
maybe
it's that. Okay, so there isn't a Lego Astrobot level because the hub world is Astrobot.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I'm assuming you're not wanting to include something like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Oh, maybe we should have done that and then go back to PS2 and put Jak and Daxter in there.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got Ratchet and Rivet, is that her name? Or something like that? The new one? But anyway, so Ratchet and Clank. No, the girl.
Yeah, I know, but like, you'd have the three of them.
Yeah, no, of course. So Rift Apart, and then go back to PS2, and that is now Jak and Daxter. Yes, that feels good.
So I'm staring at a lot of these games. A lot of these games are not. I mean, you got The Last of Us Part 1 remake, which obviously you don't do. It Takes Two. Was that a?
No,
it's
not.
No, see,
PS,
that's the problem. A lot of these games
anymore.
are not exclusives.
Wouldn't Helldivers?
Oh yeah,
isn't that like
Helldivers 2?
That blew up, didn't it?
Absolutely massive.
That did, yeah.
Was there anything else that was like
huge? Is Plague Tale PlayStation?
No.
It's not.
No.
There's less and less exclusives now, which is not actually like okay. It makes this game harder, but it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. For the studios,
so we got
struggling.
Helldivers. You could do that, but I don't really know how that would play as a mission, considering those games are just kind of
probably similar enough to like Killzone, how that would play in Lego.
Yeah, but Killzone actually had structured missions. I think.
Yeah, I suppose it's not like
it's
an iconic.
Helldivers is an element of you drop down and see how long you survive while
it's like a battle royale nearly. Yeah.
Not even a battle royale. It's a case of you're dropping out with your friends. You're trying to complete objectives and survive as long as possible while there's hordes of enemies coming at you.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how well that would play as a Lego game.
Good
the
point.
only other thing popping up for me in this list is this is page 1 of 51. Maybe if I went on to other pages, I'd find more stuff. Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade, yeah. What about Stray?
It plays a cat.
Kena Bridge of Spirits. That might work really well as Lego.
Was Stray not PS4?
Stray was PS5.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's popping up here in the list for PS5. Difficulty with this list is
any one of them really, because I mean you already have the big iconic ones like God of War, Spider-Man, I mean Ratchet and Clank as well now, and then Returnal is a slightly more niche one, but iconic to the PS5.
Does it need to just maybe stay as 4, just to try and keep it like, because you don't want to just throw one in just for the sake and then like really bring down the quality of the game.
No, because you can make any of these really good. Those games we just mentioned are all good games. Like Stray is a good game. Kena in Lego would be fucking awesome.
Would actually be pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I think
it's a really good game.
Yeah, but the way I look at this is like you want someone to like look through this and go, and not go, why the fuck is that there? In terms of like an iconic, like if we were thinking like. Think 20 years down the line, we're looking back and saying iconic PlayStation games.
That's what I mean, though. I think that this list will be different when we get to the end of the PS5.
Maybe. So then, maybe it just at this moment in time, did we just include all the iconic ones so far? Are there any? Is there another one here that's actually? Is there one that we're
missing that's iconic right now? At this moment in time. I don't know. I actually don't know.
like see it's hard because I'm going through the list. I'm seeing lots of games, but not one of them is telling me whether it's freaking
Well,
PlayStation only. I suppose.
so like
It's like
is
Stellar Blade might
iconic?
Stellar Blade might last the test of time.
Yeah.
FF16 might last the test of time. Do you do a 7 Rebirth level, because like it is a very different game, and it would be a totally different section of that game where you're out of Midgar. You have the other playable characters with you. I don't know.
And you'd be doing
These
the
are all PS5
you do the
exclusives.
parade section.
You do Junon, yeah. And you fight Lego Genova on the ship. Might be a nice callback to where you've started your first mission, if this was your last mission.
Stop speaking my language. Starting with Final Fantasy VII, and then ending with Final Fantasy VII.
But we aren't really at the end of Final Fantasy VII.
No, but you're just ending this game with Rebirth. Doesn't feel right to Adam.
No.
Have you finished Rebirth yet, Adam?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
God, no. Of course he hasn't. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. He might have.
He has so much to go.
I can't remember.
He hasn't
where
even started that game. He hasn't even started that
Have to
game.
install it there.
Is that... all right. Come on, we're beating around the bush too much. Just pick a fucking game, put it down. Let's
I would
go.
leave it at that. That's it. I would
Leave it at 4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Just like the original Lego Star Wars game.
That is true. Episode 2 only had 4 missions.
That's not true.
No, episode 3 did.
That's not true. None of what you just said is true. Episode 1 had 6 missions. Episode 2 had 5 missions. And episode 3 had 6 missions.
All right, we got the fucking numbers wrong, but we were still correct with the idea
None of
that
them-
episode 2
None of them only had
was-
4
was-
episodes.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
I was
That's
correct
what-
though with episode 2 missing one because I
You were.
remember playing
You were
it
right
and
about
thinking
that.
to myself, why is chasing down that changeling bounty hunter not
Correct.
a mission?
No.
They
Yeah.
didn't have that in the original, but then when they re-released it
Yes.
on, I think it was like the Wii and stuff, they actually
Yes.
included it as a mission. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's in the Skywalker saga.
I don't know about that. I can't remember. Yeah, I think so, actually. Anyway.
No, I would just leave it at that.
Right,
that was
why
my
don't...
list.
What we'll say is we're leaving it at that with question marks for the 5th option to be
Right.
added at a later date.
Oh,
Or
when
by
we
the-
get further.
to be continued.
Or in the comment section down below, what are we missing? Is there something so iconically PlayStation for the PS5 that we have, like, thinking down the line, this will no doubt be considered an icon on this console? Maybe that is
Yes.
Stellar Blade.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it's one of the other ones. Maybe it's Stray. Maybe it's Stray, which is coming
Maybe
to
it's
Nintendo
Maybelline.
Switch now, actually. Do let us know. So to run back through it then, just for a recap before we finish off. This is fun. On the PS1, we had Wipeout, MGS, FF7 Bombing Run, Crash and Spyro platforming mission
With Intelligent Cube.
with Intelligent Cube. Honestly, the PS1 one is going to be the best.
Unreal.
And the Resident Evil Spencer Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the PS2 world, we've got Jack and Daxter, Killzone, GTA, Shadow of the Colossus, which would be fucking killer in Lego,
It would be.
and Devil May Cry. Then in the PS3 era, we've got Uncharted, Little Big Planet, The Last of Us, Gran Turismo, and Infamous. In the PS4 era, we've got Bloodborne, Journey, Ghost of Tsushima, Until Dawn with a secret PT mission hidden in there, and Horizon. And don't forget, there's also a Death Stranding
I know
reference
what's going to be on
in Journey.
PS5.
Hold on, let me get to it then, right? For PS5, we've got God of War, the abridged version, Spider-Man, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and...
Abandoned.
You just go in and you
they
can just-
finally release it in this mode.
The final door is just
The final
abandoned.
door is abandoned. And you enter it, and nothing happens.
You know, it's just a Lego.
There's
dude
no Lego
walking
mission.
past the camera.
Yeah, and it
That's
just
it.
ends.
And
it
the
just
game ends. We've done it.
Amazing! Amazing!
We've done it.
It's abandoned! That's fucking perfect, because that would be a deep cut when in the future when people look back. It's like, do you fucking remember that fiasco? Yes,
Yeah.
amazing.
I think
Guys, yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, never mind. And we'll finish up.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say this has been a lot of fun, but let us know if we've been totally wrong, or if it's like, no, lads, you missed this game. That's where the fun's going to come in. Which games should have been included? The reason we capped it rather than just saying, yeah, include everything, is because you just go on forever then, and there is no sense of, like, structure, and there is no, like, oh, fuck, do you include that, or do you include this, or, you know what I mean? Like, literally, then you just go, well, upload the Wikipedia page. There are all the games. So that's why we said, like, let's actually put a number on it, 5 for each. Which, to be fair, if you had this as an actual game, that's like 25 levels to play through.
That'd be a sick game.
All with like deep cuts and stuff. That is a very sick game. And then you can unlock extra characters. I take it as well, you'd unlock characters from other PlayStation IPs that maybe don't have full levels, but that you can still play in these levels.
Totally scratches that itch if there's something obviously missing.
Yeah. So we want to know from you guys who are listening, what levels would you have included, or what games would you have included? In which case, which ones would you take off the list? And also, what extra playable characters are you like, they need to be in there? If it's a PlayStation game, like if it's all of PlayStation's history, who needs to be in this game? Should we have done Dino Crisis? Let us know. That's what we want to know. So, if you watch this on YouTube, lads, the Tekken characters should be in here, you know what I mean? But like Tekken as a Lego game might not work, but you could still have Yoshimitsu and Jin Kazama running around in Lego. But yeah, if you watch YouTube, jump down in the comments to share your thoughts, add to this discussion. If you enjoyed this fun, crazy episode, then please give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell for all future content. And to those who listen to us on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at The Brothers Take. Again, to give your take on this Dream Lego PlayStation game. If you enjoyed this, should we do a follow-up with like Xbox or something? Or should we do like an Xbox Battle Royale the way PlayStation had one? Or like, should we do something with the other ones? Do let us know. We always go to PlayStation first because we grew up with PlayStation in our household, but that doesn't mean we're not interested in the other systems too. So do let us know. Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll be back to talk to you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.